Hello everyone. Today we will be learning more about Excel as I mentioned yesterday. I hope you got some knowledge from previous lectures related to PowerPoint, Word and Canva. Today we will cover Excel and then tomorrow will be the day for our discussions together. I will share my screen and then we can go towards Excel and start working over it. So this is my Excel sheet. So let's start working on this Excel sheet. I will start with formulas. Some of you have already worked with formulas, and then I will move to the graphs, and then we will see how to make, how to do some t-test or like some data analysis. Let's see here, few things. So for example, let me write, for example, here, we have for something we have analysis between cost, you can say, and let's see, we can take the other parameter of like profit maybe. So here we can write probably cost of goods. So we made two columns, right? One is the cost for goods and one is for the profits. Here we can write, for example, amount, and maybe I can merge this cell like together. Let me go to the home cell. Let me do like merge cells, merge and center. Then we can have, let me make it bold so that you can see that this is the headings we are going to deal with. Then we can have another parameter if you want. We can have, for example, here we can have item, for example, item name. Maybe we can write the first item if you want to have like, let me put this here. We can have, for example, books. We can have some clothing, and we can have shoes. And let's take just 3 and let me put one more item, anything, for example, let's take pencils, anything, right? So now we have here one column for profit, one column for loss. And here we can also type these three are together. So we can type like merge and center. Sorry, merge and center. It will go here. The other column we can make, for example, you can always put here, what is this? Maybe we can make one column here instead of the, or I think this is enough. We can just try to make these three things, or yeah, I think let's make one more for profit and loss. I will cut here, and let's make one for sale price. Okay, and this will go up to what else? Okay, so let's put some price, maybe cost of goods to make, maybe it was $30, $20, $10, and maybe $5, right? So here the sale price is, just suppose $10. Here the sale price is $40. Here the sale price is $60. And just let's make these 15. So here we can put $25, right? So let's put somewhere like so how many, so let's suppose that there was no loss in these cases, but there was a profit. So we can even type like a percent profit, and we can calculate the, so now we can go for our formulas, right? So I will go for a simple profit, like let's not calculate go into the difficult formulas. Let's go into the simple one. So let's calculate the simple thing. Sale price minus cost of goods. And here it comes simply. I am going to drag it down and you can see what is the relationship, right? So the loss is there is nothing, there is no loss. So I am going to delete this column. So you see we have now 3 columns here, and you also see that how I made the formula, and I just dragged it down and then it shifted the values all the way to the down. Now we can even create more formulas. Let me show you how to create more formulas. For example, you are going to have a very complex formula that you would like to have this thing, then you would like to add this one, then you want to close the bracket, then you are going to divide it by 2. This is like taking the average of at the random place. For example, if your value, one value is sitting here, one value is sitting maybe here, and one value is maybe sitting here, 10, right? So you need to take average of all these. So let's take average. So average then is not easy. You cannot drag it. So what you do, you go here, you select the values, one, then you select the other one, then you select other one, and then you select other one, and then you close your bracket and you divide it, and then 1 2 3, so they are total 3, right? And then maybe you want to multiply it by 100, right? So we can multiply it. Okay, we can do the double bracket, and now we can multiply it by 100. You see, so this is the percentage of average or something, and it comes like this, or some other value, whichever you want, or multiply it by 10. Maybe you want to multiply it by 10. It depends on your formula, which formula you're using. Then it is not average, right? When you're multiplying it with some other factor or some other variable. This is how you create different formulas. I will show you at the end one business sheet. Let me actually show you, sorry, right now. Let me stop sharing my screen. And let me download that sheet so that you should know how to do these things. Okay, here and here, and break evens. So let me download. Okay, so now I will share my screen again, and I will show you how to do the how to create a sheet basically for financial things. So I will go to the downloads. I will open this break-even file. I will share my screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, somehow it is not letting me open my file. Okay. Okay. I need to pause my video for a minute. Recording again. So you see here is a break-even file that I created. So now you can see how I have created, right? So I have different values here, which are probably the cost of goods. And then I have calculated certain values. For example, I have calculated here gross contribution margin, and you can see the formula here. The formula is very simple, which is basically selling price and the cost price, variable cost, which is basically gross contribution margin is basically your profit, right? And then you are calculating in the percentage. So you can see how I have created the formula. So technically it is this divided by B3. B3 is basically your selling price, total price, right? Then it is going into your percentage value. Then you are putting the expected number of sales, then you're calculating the cumulative value. So this is the formula that I have put. You see how I have created the formula. Like static means always multiplication, and then is the division. So it depends which formula you are using in your Excel sheet. And then I have here the cumulative, you see. So here I am multiplying the two values. Here I have the total variables. Here again I have to multiply. Here I am using the different formulas. At the end of my sheet, I am creating more different values. For example, here I'm calculating the ratios, percentage ratios. You see, this is the formulas. So these are the simple ways to create the formulas. Now in our another sheet, which we were doing before, this sheet, for example, there is another way to do the formula. So this formula, just suppose this was something else, right? I am going to get rid of it now. So in another way, if you want to take, for example, average here or sum, anything, sum of something. So you go here and I think my data analysis pack is not installed. So here also you can go sum, click OK. Now it will create two. So you have to select for which sum. So let me actually, before I go, sum is basically here we will take sum or the total. And let me average it. Sorry, not average. I will take a sum here. How much is the total profit? So I will take this one here and drag and enter, and this is our total profit, right? And here how much was the total sale price. Again, you can put the is equal to sign, then you can calculate whatever you want to calculate. We are going to calculate the sum again. So this is our sum here. Now another way, I can even drag it. I don't have to go to the formula again and again. So you see, when I select this box, there is always a dot at the end. If you see, I can zoom it. You see there is a big dot. So you always hold this one here. Okay. Okay, let me make it a little bit visible. Okay. And you drag it all the way here. And you see it is now a sum of what you wanted to do separately. Same way goes with the average. If you are going to take the average, so you are taking is equal to, you can just take for one average. We are not going to take sum. We are going to take now average now. So let's take average of this, and then I will simply drag it. I don't have to do it separately. So these are the simple ways to do the formulas. Now let's move on towards some complicated formulas, right? And for that, let me show you something here. Let me delete first this thing here. Okay, so let's write two variables. For example, let's write our variable 1, variable 2, right? So this is our variable 1. Let's take, for example, our variable 1 is the weight, like weight of something, and maybe it is in pounds. Okay, let's take variable 2, maybe let's take it age. Let's take it age. So now we have two variables here. We want to find the relationship between the two variables. That are these two variables dependent on each other or they are not. For this, we need to do some statistical tests, for example, t-test, right? And then we can figure out from the p-value, which is the probability value, we can see whether this data is significant or not. If it is significant, then it is dependent on each other. And we can also see what correlation is there. For example, let's suppose in a certain population, we figured it out that by increasing the pounds, for example, 100 pounds, 110, 150, and we can even have 120, 135, 45, 135, and then we have the age group. For example, here we have the 23, here we have, for example, also 27, here we have like 30. I am just writing the random values, and 45, and maybe let's put it here 19. Okay, so let's see What is the relationship between the two? For this, as I already said, we need to do some test, right? So if you go on your screen in your computer and you go to the data, and there is usually a pack which is called as a data analysis. You don't see on my computer, right? So if you don't see also, you are going to install it. How you're going to install it? You go to your files, you go down towards your options, just on this column, left hand side column, all the way down to the options. This window will be open. Then you go on this left hand side column and you go to the ads in, you click this, and then you click this analysis tool pack. So you click this analysis tool pack and you are saying okay, and then it will take few minutes before it appears on your computer. So you cannot see still. Let me stop sharing and let me start sharing again. Okay, let me start sharing again. So this is a sheet that I created. I hope you can see it now. Can you see? Can you see the sheet? Stella or Fatina?
Yes, we can.
You could see?
Yes.
Okay, it's the Excel sheet. Can you see the two variables here? Okay, I will take it as that you are seeing it. So let's go. We installed our ads in, right? Let me go back here. Can you see the window for the Excel options?
No.
Yeah, so why you cannot see it? Let me play it again. So let's see. Now you can see the screen. And now let me go. Okay, so normally for data analysis, you can see the pack here, but now in my computer, you cannot see because I haven't installed it, right? So if you don't see, so you also have to install it. Here I have created a small table for two variables that we can use. And let me go to my home page here. You click home, okay? Or sorry, file, and in the file you go all the way down on your left hand side column, you go to the options, and in the options you go all the way down, you click ads in, and in ads in you click this analysis tool pack. Okay, so then you are going to, you click this, and now you are going to say okay so that it can be added. Okay, and now analysis tool pack is available, you see, you say okay, and now it will take pair, and you can see I got something like analyze the data. Let's go to my data and see if something, you see now this is showing here as a data analysis, so it should show on your computer too if you follow these steps. This is free ads-on thing in your computer. Now let's do the t-test. So first what you have to do, you have to click the data analysis. Now let's do the figure out where is the t-test. Okay, here you see t-test pair two samples, t-test two. So we will do the t-test two, basically assuming unequal variables. We have unequal variables, we are assuming this. We can use the t-test two sample, right? Two tail, basically it is also called as two tail. Okay, let me, but you can also do many other tests you can see here. Let's go for this simple t-test, and it says what is your variable range one. So I will click this arrow on the side and I will select my variables here, these. Okay, then I will click this small arrow again, and then I will go back And then I will click the other arrow to select other variables, which is the age group. And then I go back here and then I say, okay. So here is my t-test. You see it copy pasted in another sheet basically. I can copy paste it so that I can have it in my same sheet. Let me paste it here so we can see it here. So this is my t-test now, and you can see down here is the p-value, one tail, two tail. So you see that, let me actually put it in the other way around so that you can get what it means. So I go to home and I will change it to number. So, and I will go here and I will, you can see what is the number exactly. I go back here. So I will convert it into the number. It is under the number point. And then I want to have more exponent. So you see, it is highly significant. This t-test 2 is highly significant. It means there is a relationship between the two variables. It also means the two variables are dependent on each other, which means that by changing the value of one column, will have effect on the values of the other column. This means the dependency, right? So here you see it, this t-test, it is when p-value is lower than 0.05 in most of the cases, then it means the thing is significant, the values or the variables are significant or are dependent, the relationship is significant. So here you see it is very, very low. So it means these values are highly dependent and there is a significant relationship between the two values. Now, if you want to create a graph, histogram, right? So let's make a graph for that. Let's select these two values. Let's go to the insert. Let's make a graph. So I would take probably this simple histogram, okay? Or let's make some sort of a relation line graph so that we can see the relationship. This one is, I think, better. So there is not a direct relationship, you can see. So it's not increasing or decreasing relationship. So I think I will go back to the histogram. That is the better choice for this. So here I have made this histogram. Now for histogram, you or the bar graph, it's also called as a bar graph. You can always modify it. For example, I would like to change the design, right? So what I will do, I will go to the format, okay, or you chart design, and I will go to quick chart, quick layout. I need to have my X axle value, Y axle value, but I would also like to have the title and I would also like to have everything. So I think this design looks better for me. On X axis are my weights. So I can just select it and I can write it down. Weight, this is in pound. I can even select it, make it bold to look it beautiful, and even make it black because this is not a black color. And my x-axis, this was the y-axis. Now in x-axis I have age. Sorry, not here. It will go here. So here I will type age and I will select this. I will go to the home page and here you go. I will now close this here. And now we can move this little bit up. And I can even make it a little bit bigger. I don't want these lines in the background. So I can simply select these lines and can delete it. I can always format my x-axis. The ratio is good. I need some tick marks outside for the major one. So let's select that. I want number. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, so it's the number, it's all good. Let's go above. And the axis option, you can even scale it down. 0 to 160 is good for me, but my maximum value is 150. I can even scale it down to 155. So let's see what is the change. You see it changed to the 0 to 155. Then I can have a line. So I would like to have a solid line, and you see the solid line appeared. I can change the color of the solid line here to black. So let me actually stop sharing. Someone is not muted. I need to mute someone so that there is no interruption. Okay, so let's select this, have a solid line here too, and let's have it in a black color. And let's have the tick marks like on the outside. It should be here. So major, so we would like to have major outside. So you can see the tick marks came outside. You can even change the color of these, the filling color. You go here and you change the blue. If you don't want this blue, just put it like maybe green color. So you see it changed all into the green. This maybe we can change it to blue. This all change into blue. Maybe let me change it into the lighter blue so that one can see it. Okay. Now I would like to move these variables here, and I would like to actually move this chart, sorry, this one into little bit center. Okay, and this will go here maybe. So you can always edit these things. Chart title also you can edit. You can say that it is the showing the relationship between weight and age in for example ABC community or a population or a group. You can select this, make it bold, make it black, all good, right? So these variables I can move a little bit here. These also you can make it them black, even you can make them bold, even you can make these bold little bit, you see. So these will be more prominent. Also we would like to format the chart area. So you go down to the chart area and then you say no line. You don't want to have the line. So you will see that the line has disappeared on the outside of chart, right? So this is how you do a histogram. Now let me give you example of a line graph where you can even find some relationship, and we can even calculate the coefficient of regression. So let's put some values. Two variables we can have still. For that, let me actually put down, okay. So let's have this weight, variable 1, down, let me move it down here. And let's have, for example, the other variable, maybe we can take number of with certain weight. If you want to lose the weight, how many days you have to do the exercise. Let's see this. So because I just want to find some relationship so that we can go on. So for example, for this, let's type maybe 20 days. And then maybe for this, when we calculated the data from the population, it was probably 17 days. And it came out to be 15 days. And this came out to be 30 days. This came out to be, for example, let's take maybe 12 and maybe 10, right? So let's I'll write these values in the order of increasing or decreasing. So highest one was the 150, Then we go to 145, 135, then we have 120, then we have 110, then we have 100. And for 100 we had 10, for 110 we had 12, then we had 15, then 17, and then we had here 20, and then we had 30, right? So what are these? This is the weight in pounds. This is the days for exercise. So let's select these two, make this little bit bold so you can see. And now let's make another chart. I will select this. I will go to insert. I will go to the line graph and I will go for the scattered one. And I will put it down here. So let's see if there is a relationship here. And you can see it is the increasing relationship, right? By increasing the weight. So we can even modify this chart the same way as we did before. We can go to the chart design. We can go to the quick look, quick layout, and we can go for our this linear. I don't want to actually show you this way. I would like to go actually, yeah. With x-axis and y-axis I need only. So this looks good, right? So our x-axis, this axis, the value is actually weight in pounds. So I will just make it, select it. I will go to home, make it bold and black. Now on y-axis, we have days to do the exercise, to lose the weight, certain weight. And then we go to home, I will make it black, I will make it double. Then I don't need these lines here, I will delete this. I don't need even this, I will delete that. And I can now modify my axis, because you see in x-axis there is no data here. So there is no, it is not required to show this blank area on your chart. So I will delete this blank area so that I can see clearly where my data stands here. So I will go to the x-axis here. I go click here, here, axis options. And here you see minimum, it is showing 0. So what is our minimum value in the weight? It is 100, right? So probably I will put it at 80 maybe, right? So let's see, you see it became much better. Now I will put it 90. So you see this has done even better. It has started now on this point, and now it is more scattered, more easy to read, more visible. So now I will make certain changes. I will add the tick marks to the outside, to the major one. And you see there are the tick marks here. I will convert it into the black color. I will make it into the black. I will even go here and I will change the color of my line, which is here gray. I will change it to the black. Same I will do here. I will change the color. I will make it bold. I will add the tick marks. I will also change the color of line, which is black. I will go here where it shows the, the chart size. And then I will go to the tick marks. I will go to the major and I will add this here. Now here I will make a title. It's a relationship between weight. It is basically a relationship between weight and days of exercise required. Okay, so let's make it bold and black. So this is which chart we have. Now you want to calculate, and let's actually also edit the chart area. So format chart area. I don't want to have any line, no border line, and the border line will disappear, you see. So now you would like to see the relationship. So you go to the chart area, add chart element, you go trend line. So now it depends which type of the relationship you are looking at. Linear regression. Let's take an example of linear regression. We can go to the linear regression This is my linear regression line. Now I would like to calculate, right? So if you go to the format your headline, you can see here, display R squared value, display equation. So I need both values here. So these values I will move here. This R square regression means it is when it is greater than 0.9, then it means it is highly correlated. This is a really good correlation. When it is 0.8, it is still good correlation, though it is not very high correlation. So when R square linear regression value is 0.9, so then it is highly correlated, right? But when it is 0.8, it is still correlated, but it is not that high. Here is the value of unknown, the X value, when Y is known. So whenever one value is known, you can always calculate the X value for it. Okay, like on any chart, for example, you can see here for just suppose we can calculate, let me write this value. So this is like let me write it here, move my chart here so that you can see. Let me go down and let's put here, this is Y, and then my second value is 0.3235, then is X, and then is minus, and sorry, let me actually, I don't need to write minus, I know what is it, 2647. Okay, now see, let's see the value of Y or X you can find when one value is known. For example, you know in your data that for these weights, these are the dates. But what about if the weight is around between, but the weight should be within this range, right? So what about if the weight is around 127? Then how many days, right? Then what should be the value of X? This is X, right? We have a number of, sorry, this is not X, this is Y. So this is X. So we have our weight on X, right? And we have to calculate the Y value. So you can see here 0.3235 and your X value is 127. So what you have to do is multiply it, right? This is like 0.3235 multiplied by 127 minus 23.647. Let's calculate it. So let me calculate here, is equal to the formula, and then we have this value multiply by this X value minus our this value. So 17 days. So for 127 weight, you need 17 days. Same way, you can also calculate from this formula if Y value is known and X value is not known. For example, how many, if within these days, this much weight is good, like for these weights, these many days are good to lose some weight. How about for days like, just suppose, how about 25 days, right? So what would be the weight value then here? So you can calculate same way. So for weight, I will highlight it here, and then we go here. So now the formula will be changed because now you are calculating the X value, right? So what will happen? It will be Y, the equation will be Y, and because it is minus 23.646, it will go to the other side of the equation and it will add up. So for example, it will go, Y is now 25, and then you will add button plus, and then you will do this. And also you have to select this with brackets, because then you are going to divide it by 0.3256, because when you will move it to the other side of the equation, it will go into the division form, and then you click. So for 25 days, 150 pound of the weight that needed to be gone. So this is how you make the graphs, you make the pie chart. Now I would like to show you one more thing here. How to freeze the top value. For example, this is the item, right? And you want to create, for example, let's copy this chart and let's go to the sheet number 2. So I'm going to the sheet number 2. I'm going to the plus sign and I'm going to copy here. And now let me actually make this sheet a little bit bigger. Sorry. So that you can see, I can name these sheets. For example, this was my sheet number for test number 1. This is going to be my sheet for test number 2. So what I want to do, because I'm going to have these values same for the rest of the data. So what I am going to do, I am going to freeze it. So how you are going to freeze it? You go to the view, right? You say freeze pans and freeze top row. So it is not frozen. You see, this top row is frozen. The amount one. Let me actually delete amount because I don't need that. And let me freeze this one. This is much better. So freeze top row and it is frozen. For example, now I can even type these values again and again. For example, let me create one sheet. This is from my sales from 2019, right? So let me write it here. This is the value from 2019. These are the values from 2020. And let me go on home and I will copy this here again because I am selling the same things again and again. But of course, my profit and cost will be different every year, right? So only the values will be different. The rest will be same. So just go for 2021. Now, this is how you create your sheets, basically. So let me copy paste here again. So my maybe in 2021, I am selling one more thing, which is, let's see, I am selling bags, right? And the cost of the bags is 50 and I am selling it for maybe 100 and my profit is 50. You see, it calculated the profit automatically. So but you see, when I'm moving my sheet down, this is frozen, this is not moving. So I can see which price is this, right? So let me actually move. I will create a little bit bigger sheet for you as an example. So let's see, it is 2022. So let's go back. So you see, when I'm moving, I can see this is the cost of goods because my first top row is frozen, right? I only rest of the rows can move up and down. This is how you can freeze. You can even freeze your column by going into the same side. Now, sometimes what you would like to do, if we go back to our test 1, you would like to swap the columns, right? For example, this is a weight. Let's copy paste these age here, days also here, as just to see as an example. Or let's copy the age down here because we haven't. So we have now 3 columns here, right? Now what you want to do, you want to, because you are going to make a chart, a histogram. So for charts, it is always good to take this, you see, to take the data which is together, basically. Let me show you here. So for this, you see the data is together. But what if you want to make a chart, but the data is not together? For example, one column is here, one column is here. Now you want to make both columns together so you can go for a chart in easy way. So how you can do that? So you select it, the column you want to swap. It is called swapping of the column. And then once you have selected here, for example, I have selected it. Now you can go here on the right hand side, then you click left and then you press shift and then you can move it to any column. You see, I'm moving where I want to move this, swap this. I want to swap it with this one, which is age, and I have swapped. You can see now it is swapped. Okay, so this is how you actually swap your uh, I would say the days are now here, you see. So this is gone. So now I can select this. This is how you swap it. Let's swap this one, for example. You select the column by going to G. You click here. You are not clicking it. You are just moving your mouse to the right side. Then you're clicking left on the mouse. Then you're pressing the shift on your keyboard. And then you are moving it to swap. So I want to move this variable here. So you will see this variable is moved there. Did it move? Yeah. Days are now back here and the weight is back there. So this is how you do the swapping of the column. I would like to actually stop sharing my screen and I would like to see if you have any questions so far. Any questions if you have? If you don't have questions, then I would like, tomorrow is our practice day, assignments day. So I would like to give all of you, I know that some people are with Fatina, they are staying. And so I would like to give you an assignment. I would like to give assignment that make a video from PowerPoint that we did actually yesterday. You don't have to make a long video, just 3 slides. Make a video from 3 slides from PowerPoint. This is your assignment number 1. Your assignment number 2 is from Excel sheet. I would like you to create one line chart or a histogram. You can choose the data, and also the data should be that you can calculate the t-test also. So you are going to calculate two-tailed t-test. And this is your assignment. It is very simple. You can have only 2 rows of the data, make the histogram, modify it, means edit it, the things you can see. If it can go into the line graph, make the line graph also, calculate put the regression value there too, and then have a t-test, two-tailed t-test, right? So is everything okay? Fatina, is everything okay? I could not hear you properly.
No, I was explaining the assignments you're giving.
Yeah, I muted Stella now. Can you please speak again?
I'm saying I was explaining about the assignment. The first one was about a video in PowerPoint.
Yeah, the first assignment is the video from PowerPoint. 3 slides. Only 3 slides are okay to make the PowerPoint. Video, PowerPoint video.
Right.
Video from the PowerPoint. The second thing is this Excel sheet. One graph, histogram or the line graph, or if you can do both, that would be good for two data sets, like 2 variable, and to calculate the two-tailed t-test.
Okay, it's all right.
Okay. I will type in the chat box also, like 3 slides only video from PowerPoint. And the second assignment is select 2 columns of 2 variables, make histogram or a bar graph also, or a line graph, or it is also called as a scatter chart. So I will write a scatter chart. I think that's easy. Scatter chart with linear regression trend line with R square value and equation displayed, and also calculate two-tailed t-test, or also run the two-tailed t-test. Yeah, that's the assignment only for tomorrow. Okay, I typed it in the chat box. Okay, with this, I think, Fatina, I can now end the session if there is no question, right? I will upload this video today on our YouTube channel, and you can always go back and watch. Fatina, is it okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so you're welcome. And I am going to end this session. I wish all of you have a good evening and take care. And I will see you tomorrow. So bye-bye.